Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you and you and you and you. So, hey, I'll talk quietly and I'll probably get louder. But good morning. I know it's 7 a.m. Eastern Time on, what day is it? Monday, May 20th. But I said I'd show up, and here I am because I'm good like that. Yeah. Trust people. It's the word of the day. Scream real loud, right? Trust. I trust that you put your trust in me, and I trust my trust in you. And then I show up, and you show up, and we're here. Good morning, Anessa. Nice to see you. Susie and Silva Marie and Becky and people's names I can't pronounce and usernames with a wicked long number after it. And Sabrina and Syria and Cher and everybody here in Puppet Land today. So good morning. Abbott Elementary, nice to see you. I hope your toe is better. Oh, that felt like it hurt when I read your words. So hey, as the 90s Manchester band would say, happy Mondays. Happy Monday. It is I don't know, I'm kind of excited. I will share with you guys. I know what's that? There's a kind of a dismissive type of thing. What is it? Simple Minds, Simple Pleasures. Simple Minds, I listened to them. I saw them back in the day. But I am really excited because I looked at the forecast for the weather where I am for the next week, and I don't see any rain in the forecast, and I see some warm temperatures. And so I'm wicked excited about that because I love the good weather. And that's something that kind of, makes me happy. So I'm here. Good morning. I'm just kind of, showing up here. My name is Beth, in case we haven't met before. Hey, my name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach, and I call my coaching Destination Decluttered. I used to call it Just Drive Your Life, but that was kind of abstract. Oh, I have a mug that says Just Drive Your Life on it, which is actually a phrase I think of a lot regardless, because I still use that idea. So maybe this will help you. So I help people. If you're struggling with clutter, I coach people. I coach you. I show up here on TikTok, and I do these lives. Got a mailing list. Got some one-on-one clients. I love all of it. If I didn't, it's so funny. Who is it? One of the guys from, who is it? Ben and Jerry. I'm like the two guys up in Vermont that make the ice cream. Ben and Jerry. And it was kind of that notion, if it isn't fun, why do it? Well, I say this, I totally get that 100%. But sometimes there are things we kind of have to do that aren't going to be so fun. So let's make them fun. How can we make them fun? You may be dreading decluttering. See, I think decluttering is fun. Now, I'm not going to necessarily, convert you to my way of thinking in the long term, because I'm not going to say, hey, start coaching people on how to get through their stuff. But I will share with you some of the things I think are fun about decluttering. I love, seeing a before and after photo. It used to look crappy, now it looks good. It used to look chaotic, and now I feel a sense of peace when I'm in a room. I know where to find stuff. It feels good, where after I declutter, when somebody says, hey, where are the scissors? I know where the scissors are. And I go get the scissors, and I use the scissors. And then I practice putting the scissors away so they're there for me next time. Trusting that the scissors are going to be like that. Loving myself enough when I've decluttered to also have stuff kind of hanging around on surfaces. Now that happened. It was so funny. It happened yesterday. We had a wicked busy Saturday. And so stuff kind of not piled up, but stuff got onto surface clutter. No big deal. Yesterday morning, I kind of puttered around. Do you like puttering around? I like to putter around sometimes. A little bit of this, a little bit, just a little tidying up, because I wanted it to look good. Now, nobody was coming over the house. If anything, it was just me because my husband was busy yesterday. But I feel good walking around, looking in my house, noticing where it feels good. So I show up to help you with that. I didn't grow up this way. I wasn't taught these things when I grew up. I had to learn the hard way. School of hard knocks. No, it just took me much too long. I worked in different areas of, like, I used to work at Pier 1. I worked at Filene's. I did all these things that helped with visual merchandising. I've always been kind of a visual person. I guess it's kind of my artistic outlet, is making things look the way I like them. Yeah, actually, Susie Little, it's very funny, mentioning Ben and Jerry, when I was like, those two guys up in Vermont who do the ice cream. And then I remembered they sold out. They sold. Selling and selling out. Such an interesting one-word difference. Yeah, you know what? They sold to a big conglomeration. Now, I'm a bit punk rock in the fact that I'm so niche. I'm so me. You couldn't replicate me. Like, you can't, like, I'm not a copy and pastable thing. Neither are you. But I bet they had good reasons for selling their business. So, let me ask you this. How can I help you today with your clutter, with stuff? If you need a little, get them going in the morning, how about this? Next weekend is Memorial Day weekend. Where I am, the weather's getting better. I love the fact that we have more light during the day, that, I'm waking up earlier, which I am an early bird. That's why I am here at 7 a.m. Eastern time. And maybe you are a wee bit of an early bird too, because you're up at this time. No, maybe you're not getting up because you want to. Maybe you're getting up because you have to. That happened to me for decades. I think one of the reasons I think I'm organically an early bird because my husband is organically a night owl, as are other people in my family. Once I get up, I enjoy this kind of quiet time before people, before the world gets all chaotic. I feel like it's a secret. Nobody knows, like, oh, check it out. It's like not even 9 o'clock and I got something cool done. But I just would love for you to experience the feeling of, now I still sound wicked coachy. I don't know where this is going, but I'm trusting my gut. Just feeling like something good is going to happen. There was a song back in the day, I just know that something good is going to happen. It was one of those Manchester bands with Kate Bush and not the Wooden Tops. I'll Google it, people. And I don't know, it's so freaking niche up here. Trust me, this talk about clutter. It's all good clutter up here, though, all good clutter. Songs and ideas and memories and ideas and songs and memories. That's what I got up there. What I do is the stuff that I have to do, I write it down. The stuff that I want to do, I write it down. I get excited about it. Okay, so Erin, and I don't mean to laugh, but it's just these things are going to happen. Erin is saying, a shelf in my closet fell down. Too much clothes on it. Okay, now I have piles of clothes. How about that? Maybe that is the universe saying, hey, Erin, maybe you should look through your clothes and decide what you need. Now, here's a funny thing. This is the thing that makes decluttering for me so interesting, is because and I'm not disparaging anybody when I say there are a lot of people out there who just think it's on the surface. If it looks good, we're done. Buy my product, buy this clear thing to put your Cheerios on, buy all these clear acrylic things to line up your stuff. And trust me, I am a person who really takes delight in something that makes your life easier. However, one of the things that I know is going to make your life easier is checking in with your clutter. Yeah, Cat Mom has said, Erin, get metal rod holders happened to me too. So feeling, giving yourself the opportunity to go through your stuff and talk to it. Hear what it has to say to you. Why am I keeping this? Why do I have two? What is it? I just delight. You guys, we give ourselves away in the words we use. We out ourselves that it's like too much clothes. Maybe too much clothes for the shelf. Is it too many clothes for for you? Or is it the right amount of clothes for you and your storage system is just not the best? Only you can prevent forest fires, and only you can know what feels like not enough stuff, too much stuff, and just right stuff. I want to say, I was thinking about this when I was taking my tea mug out of the fridge, early in the morning, out of the dishwasher this morning, realizing that the mugs I use all the time and the mug that my husband uses all the time are always the ones that are either in our hands or in the sink or in the dishwasher or away or put away temporarily, but we always use them. They're in rotation. Notice the stuff you have in rotation. It's probably not your clutter. Clutter is the stuff that's not in rotation. I open up the cupboard to put away the mugs, and I see mugs that I'm not using. I see mugs that personally, if it was up to me, I wouldn't even have in our collection. But it's not up to me because they're my husband. I share a house with him, and so I'm cool with it, the amount of them, But I also know that we're not bringing any more mugs in the house because we have kind of the right amount. We have just the ones that he and I use all the time, and then we have a handful of them for if we have people over and they want coffee. But think of the quantity and quality of the stuff you have, okay? So Lori Smith Mathis, hello, is asking, how do I declutter if it's nice stuff, yeah, and I don't just want to give it away or donate it? Okay. Now, I am a decluttering life coach, so I like to go like kind of under the hood. I like to kind of get curious about this. What does just giving it away? Yeah, I don't just want to give it away or donate it. Okay. So answer this question to yourself. So what do I want to do with it? Listen, everybody, listen to yourself. Give yourself, and I know I kind of did a pause like that. I should have paused longer. God, my voice. I should have paused longer, but give yourself the opportunity to answer the questions you ask yourself. Lori Smith Mathis, how do you declutter if it's nice stuff and you don't want to just give it away or donate it? What don't you like about just giving it away or giving it away and putting the just in the wrong area? What don't you like about the idea of giving it away or donating it? Now, if we were coaching, we could have like a convo about this. I don't mean to say that my coaching can be replicated by, buying like a spiral bound notebook. But seriously, whatever comes up, write it down. Now, there are no wrong answers. Just get curious about what your thoughts are about these things. I have given stuff away. I have donated stuff. I have thrown stuff away. I have sold stuff. Each one of them has their benefit, and each one of them in my life has a certain time and place. I am cool with all of them. What I love is knowing I have options. I got options to remove the things that I just don't want that are in my life. And so, yeah. Okay, found a pewter milk and creamer with a plate, hold them. Tried to give them to my niece, didn't want. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes people don't want your stuff. Notice if you're giving it away. And even if it's somebody else's, you don't want it. You're allowed to not want it. They're allowed to not want it too. So I love this. Erin, I will set a timer and do 15 minutes a day and donate what I'm not wearing. Thanks for the input. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm glad to help. That was almost, sometimes this is the wonderful thing about coaching is I just delight in listening to folks because we have so much inside us that we don't even know. I was on a coaching call the other day. I don't remember quite which client it was because it happens quite often where she would ask me something, but then in the same thing, in the same breath almost, answered her own question. Came up with a solution to whatever it was that she felt good about. And it's really interesting when I can parse out the two, I call the two voices. You've got your backseat driver and you've got your co-pilot, is to hear, this one going, no, but I can't do it. Well, I probably could do it if I just got up a little bit earlier. Like hear the two of them kind of not negotiating, but kind of counteracting each other. It's kind of fun, Okay. I donate or give away clothes and stuff. Like, okay, but house stuff that is expensive. Okay. So notice you have an association on the price of something. I'm not going to pay a lot for this muffler. I paid a lot for something. I paid money for that. And I don't just want to give it away. Because then does it feel kind of like wasting money or something? If you think you're going to get your money back from your stuff, the only way you're going to get your money back from your stuff, because here's the transaction. Hey, there's a thing out there at Target. I was there yesterday. They got a wicked lot of things. Here, I see something I like. I tried really hard not to buy some random stuff from their $5 and under thing. It was difficult. They were hitting me, but I was strong and I walked away. And as I walked away, the sensation listened. It was such a relief. But boy, was I tempted. That's why they put that stuff there, people. But anyhow, I see something. I go, oh, I want that. I say, hey, Target, here's my money. I'm taking the thing. Then you bring it home. The only other time I'm going to get my money back is if I don't use it and I have my receipt and I can return it to the store. Maybe that's your option. But if you don't have it, if you can't return it from whence it came to get your money back, the only way you can get money from your stuff is to sell it. So do you want to sell it? Yeah, it's a total sunk cost fallacy. I don't know why it's a fallacy. I guess it's that kind of throwing good money after bad. If you think, oh, I'll just keep on, sometimes at a certain point, you got to say, you know what, I spent money on it. It didn't work out. Oh, well, this is going to happen. I think if I asked each one of us this morning, did you ever in the past spend money on something that didn't work out? Did you ever spend time and energy on something that didn't work out? Today, are you going to do that? Possibly in the future, are you going to do it? Yeah, it's part of the human condition. We try our best. We think it's going to work out. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, but here's the thing. If you have a house thing that was expensive, it may not still be expensive now, but I don't know that. You don't know that. So here, how about a first step? Go on to the internet. Do a Google search. Go to eBay, go to Etsy, go to sold listings. See what people are paying for the thing you think is worth money. It may have cost money to you, but I mean, talk about like used cars. People spend a ton of money on them. As soon as you drive them off the lot, you can't return it for that kind of money. So yeah, and just notice, yeah, Adelia is even saying, yes, yeah, we're not alone in this. We all have thoughts about our stuff that makes us feel feelings, and the feeling we have is I'm going to hang on to that. I struggle with giving some things away because it was expensive and I feel like I'm wasting money. Sit with that feeling of wasting money. What does it feel like to waste money? It's probably not a good feeling. So let's change that. How about this? How about I learned something about myself? Yeah, lesson learned. Yeah, lesson learned. I learned that I don't want that crock pot. I talked about crock pots yesterday, so they're on the brain. No, let's think. Oh, there was something. A sandwich maker. I learned I don't want that sandwich maker. We tried it. We used it for a little bit. Now it's just sitting there, and we make sandwiches in other ways. So, yeah, it was a gift. Yeah, that was a nice thought, but it's just sitting there. We're not using it. So I could try to sell it. Probably won't get a lot of money for it. How about this? How about how good it feels? How good it feels to give a gift. To give a gift, how about this even? Be a fairy godmother. Give a gift to somebody you don't even know. And here's a wonderful thing. I was thinking about this the other day, and I love thinking about this stuff, people, because when I think about this stuff, then I can help you with it better, is think about a donation place, a thrift store, a table of free stuff as like a temporary middle ground. You may not know the person who is going to benefit from your item that you're donating, so you put it in an independent third place where people who have stuff that don't want it, put it there, and people who want stuff that don't have it, go there, and they meet at, the Habitat for Humanity or something like that. Okay? Think about how good it's going to feel. Think about how good it feels now when you have something that you don't want, but somebody else wants it. Think that somebody else wants the stuff that you have and get it back out there into circulation. Okay? And I bet all of us have been on the receiving end of being given something for free, or we've paid a little bit for it. I'm assuming all of us have thrifted. If we haven't, I'm really curious to meet you because I have thrifted for my entire life. A lot of what decorates my house is stuff that I have thrifted, basically, if you think about it, like antique shops are basically fancy thrift stores. Think about the things that are in your life that you would not have, that bring you joy, that you would not have had somebody else not released it and put it back out in the wild. Okay? Yeah, garage sales, someone's stuff is another treasure. Free Cycle is a great way to repurpose stuff. I donate to battered women's shelters that help family up some apartment. Yeah, I love these ideas, people. This is so great. This is so great. We're all helping each other, and I agree with all of those. And I just want you to get curious about it, because when you've got the right mindset, as they say, your brain will come up with these ideas. Oh, I could do this, I could do that, I could do this, I could do that. However, if you're thinking that it's going to be crappy, I paid a lot for that, I don't want to get rid of it. You're going to hang on to it. And it's not making you feel good. You're only hanging on to it. How about this? Play a game with your brain. Pretend suddenly the thing you thought was a diamond is suddenly a cubic zirconia. Remember those, like on the Home Shopping Club or something? You know? What if what you thought was valuable really wasn't worth anything at all? Would that make it easier to release, to let go of, to donate, to give away? Probably. If the reason is it's worth some money, if it's not worth anything, maybe that makes it easier. And here's the interesting thing. I swear I think all things are interesting. Is you don't want it, so it has no value to you except for what you once paid for it monetarily. Just some really interesting things to think about why we do the things we do. The things we do for love. I'm not going to sing the whole song, but I probably could. We have a thought in our head that makes us feel a feeling, and when we feel a feeling, we do a thing. I have an item in my house. I look at it. Do I want it? No, I don't want it. But this gets involved, the thinker thing, the story maker, but you paid a lot for that. That might be worth something. But I don't want it. Yeah, but it might be worth something. This kind of like push me, pull you, this kind of gas and brake here causes you to hang on to it. Okay. All right, in today's market, a lot of things aren't worth what we pay for them in the past. Yeah, thank you, Carol Fisher 603, for mentioning that, because it's true. Think about it. Again, this is my world, so I live in it. So I don't know how much you guys know about like antiques or thrifting or things like that there. But I bet you're going to notice this in your own life. If you had older people in your family that tried to donate to you or give you silverware, china, actually silverware, not so much, but china, crystal, fancy old heavy wood furniture, stuff that they paid a wicked lot of money for. Okay? And nobody wants that stuff anymore. Very few people, not nobody, very few people want the stuff that other people used to pay a lot for. I know this. I have silver that I would not choose for my silver. It's hand-me-down from the family. Not hand-me-down, but like it's been handed down. There's a difference. I have china that I am starting to inherit from my mother. I have a certain set of plates. I got a couple of other plates. Things like that. Linen tablecloths, Danielle says. Yeah, Cat Mom's saying, yeah, I have Mom's dishes. The things that people liked at one point are the things that we live in a different time now. We are so much more casual. So here's a thing. And I don't even know. I personally think it's a little bit over because too many people have gotten into it. So the kind of the scarcity model of stuff. But back in the day, I want you to think about this, about the rooms in your house. Back in the day, there was a lot of stuff in the fancy dining room. That you even had a fancy dining room. That was where the good stuff was. The good china, the good silver, the crystal, the things used on special occasions. That's the stuff people paid a lot of money for that thought, oh, I'm going to hand this down. This is good stuff. Very few people live like that anymore. The stuff that people now really enjoy is the stuff that's in the kitchen, the Pyrex, the Corelle, the Libby glassware, that type of thing. Okay? Yeah, Lasardo would rather use paper plates, don't want to do the dishes. Yeah. We live differently than back in the day, but we still have these kind of outdated notions of what something is worth. So find out what something is worth. I've been doing this for a friend. I am looking up stuff that he's going to sell, that I'm going to help him sell, because he has medical bills to pay. And I've been surprised because I thought some chairs he had were worth big bucks. Not as biggie of the bucks as I thought, so we're adjusting accordingly. On the flip side, he has this brass and glass etagere, as I would call it, from back in the 70s, that to me is not my style. I was surprised to see a comp to be like, oh my gosh, check it out. That one actually was worth some nickels, you know? There we go. Oh, okay, Danielle Z. I have some cool Fire King bowls with dots for my grandma. I use them maybe once a year. I will say that the Fire King dot bowls are pretty cool on the market. They used to be anyway. Don't put them in the dishwasher, though. Don't put them. Just hand wash them, okay? Do you like them, though? Yeah. You know what? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I was down in my basement this weekend, because we were finding stuff. We have a party coming up, yada, yada. There are things in my collection I only use once a year, if that. We used to have more parties than we do, but I still keep it. Just because you only use it once a year does not mean you need to get rid of it. My 70s crockpot that I did a video on yesterday, case in point. If you like it, that's not clutter. Clutter's the stuff that you don't like, that you kind of just don't want anymore, that you're kind of not like, oh, I like this. You're kind of like meh or ugh. Instead of yay, you're meh or ugh. All right? Think about this. But if you like it, it's not clutter. All right? I am the universe saying my problem is I work long hours and my days off I need to rest and can't pay somebody to do it for me. Okay? So I will say this. I totally get that. I am 100% with you on the resting and taking care of yourself. That is the very first step in decluttering. Taking care of yourself. Noticing how you feel. And notice where my hand goes. I'm not pledging allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and the republic for which it stands, yada, yada. No, my hand is right here, taking care of yourself. Yourself. Trust yourself. I have a little sign here I made. Trust yourself. If yourself is tired, get some rest. If you feel kind of oogie, eat some healthy foods, drink some water, get some exercise. Take care of yourself with the time you have. That makes decluttering easier. And I am the universe. What I will offer is you can do decluttering without ever lifting a finger. The beginning of decluttering starts up here. It starts in your head and in your heart before you ever lift a finger and move your hands to move stuff. So just think about that. You can sit in bed and decide what you want, and you can decide what you don't want. You can sit in bed and, okay, I guess you need to lift a finger if you have like something to write with. Write it down. I don't want that. I don't want this. You can sit in bed and do a lot of this stuff. How about this? This will be fun. You guys, I don't know. My brain comes up with cool ideas, and I think this might be kind of fun. You're tired. You know what? How about this? You go around your house. You take pictures of each room. You don't judge. You get the pictures. Then you go back. You go into bed. You get yourself all nice and comfy. Get under the covers. A little pillow action. And you get there with your phone, wherever you look at your pictures, and a little notebook. And you look at the pictures. You can declutter from your bed because you're making decisions about what you want and what you don't want. And here's a cool thing too, is that folks who follow me and people that I coach who have ADHD have said to me, taking pictures is a game changer because it looks different on the picture than it does in my mind. You know what the picture does? It helps you focus. You can only see this. You don't have like the 360, or this isn't really 360, but like the wide, peripheral vision. You're not looking at all of it. You're just looking at a smidge of it. And then you can zoom in. Be like, oh, what's that? Do I want that or not? Try that. Sounds kind of fun. Have some fun with your decluttering. Okay? Have some fun with your decluttering. See how it works out. And that one about, and if it works out, let me know. All right. Yeah. I work 7:30. I walk 20,000 steps a day. Ooh, you must be in good shape. That's cool. I used to work retail. I was on my feet all the freaking time. So I know that feeling. I now actually have to make an effort to get out and move my body around. But when I do, I feel better. Now people are buying used outdated furniture and painting them and reselling it. It's true. Yeah. Yep. Adelia says, when I got married, everyone registered for China. Notice the societal obligations of what you have in your house. Did you even want it? Now here, I learned this because I've been married twice. Once, short time unhappy. Second time, we just celebrated 22 years on Saturday. I learned from the first time. Luckily, in that time, we only got 2 sets of this Wedgwood china. I think I sold it. I don't know. I finally gave it to my sister to sell. I don't even know what I did with it. Fine. I registered for, because people expected us to register for, Fiestaware. I love Fiestaware. I've always had to. I wanted to register for Fiestaware at my first wedding, and I was told, no, that's not what we do. I learned I did differently, and now to this day, we've had these plates and dishes for 22 years. We use them every single day. So how about this, Adelia? Just for the heck of it, why not use your china? Nobody says you can't eat a hot dog off of Wedgwood china. Nobody says you can't have a fluffernutter on like a little sandwich plate. Use it. See what it's like. Play with your toys, as I like to say. Play with your toys. If it's taking up room in your house, use it. Make an excuse to use it. How about this weekend at Memorial Day weekend? Have a fancy cookout. Maybe you'll end up breaking a plate and then you can, donate the rest of them or something. Hey, I love this. User 42111 says, finally, got my husband on board. On board the good ship Declutter. We worked on one room yesterday and took so much out. Now I see your exclamation point. I am an exclamation point fan. So I'm thinking the exclamation point means yay, good stuff. So awesome. Yes, getting the husbands on board. I'm not being sexist here. There might be some people of varying persuasions here, but I come from a heterosexual woman's perspective and I'm married to a heterosexual white man. Boy, have you seen him dancing? And getting him, seeing things the way I see them. And he probably doesn't, but he humors me and he's like, okay, yes, I will go down and look through my stuff. And then will you leave me alone? And then I say, yes, after you go through your stuff, I will leave you alone. Okay. But getting somebody else on board, notice how many of us, there's over 100 people on this TikTok live right now. And in case we just met, because it's about bottom of the hour, as we would say in college radio back in the 80s. My name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach, and my coaching is called Destination Decluttered. I do these TikTok lives. I've got a free mailing list if you want to hop on that. I've got all sorts of good stuff that the mailing list people get. And I do paid one-on-one coaching on Zoom with people anywhere across the country. So destinationdecluttered.com is where you find out all about that. I'll probably talk about it a little bit too. But notice, trying to get somebody else on board is near impossible because look at how difficult it is to try to get yourself on board. Hard enough for us to get ourselves on board. So let's help you make it easy to get on board. Okay, I take pictures and videos all the time. And like I've said, I don't have much, but it helps. You don't need much. You need just the right amount for you. Yay, the sun is out. Yes, actually, yes. Faster totally used to be a sought-after item in the antique and collectible business. I totally know that. I have, for whatever reason, however I am wired, and I can totally see, like the older I get, the more I see how much history kind of parlays into that. But the colors of Fiesta ware have always cheered up the rods and cones in my eyes. I love those saturated colors. And yes, so the stuff used to be, the vintage stuff used to be wicked popular and worth a lot of money, and now to a select few it is. But now the kids are on to like the Corel and the Pyrex and stuff like that. All right. User 4211 says, yes, he said he felt good when he used to tell me it wouldn't make a difference mentally. Haha. You guys, bustin' makes me feel good. Ghostbusters. Decluttering. The only reason I show up to help you with this is because I want to let you know it feels good to get rid of stuff you don't want. To get rid of thoughts, to get rid of feelings, to get rid of people, to get rid of junk in your house. It's not get rid of everything. It's removing the items that don't bring you joy. And I know I sound like Marie Kondo, but it's so true. Why are you hanging on to stuff that makes you feel like poop? Clutter is not the good stuff. The stuff that's good according to you and what you like. My good stuff is Fiesta ware, not Wedgwood. I have some Wedgwood. But my good stuff is my good stuff because this is my house. Gosh darn it, this is our house, not anybody else's. Hanging on to the stuff that brings you down just brings you down, Bruce. Don't bring me down. Bruce, I know it's not really Bruce, but I crack myself up all the time. Okay. Guilt, obligation, and fear. Welcome to your backseat drivers. Yeah, Danielle, I love it. Guilt, obligation, and fear. Okay. You know what I will say, actually, if I was to organize that? Fear is the only one. Guilt and obligation are like a subset of fear. Fear. I feel guilty. I feel fearful that. I am afraid that. Notice how many times. I can't get rid of that. Why? Well, I'm afraid that if I get rid of it, ... something's going to happen, and it's not going to be a good thing. I don't want to, I feel guilted into, don't guilt anybody into anything. Don't guilt anybody into anything. And notice when you are feeling guilted into it, by yourself, you're guilting yourself into keeping stuff. Obligation. Yeah, guilt, obligation, and fear. You're having a relationship with your stuff. Do you want to be hanging out with somebody? The only reason they're hanging out with you is because of guilt, obligation, and fear? Or do you want to hang out with somebody because of love and excitement and enjoyment and joy and smiles? And think about that. The poor thing. I only hang out with you because I'm guilted into it. If it was up to me, and it is up to you, I would give you to the Goodwill or insert your donation place here. Notice how much guilt, obligation, and fear, all of it to me is fear. I think fear on one side, love on the other. I like to keep things simple. There are so many subtle underpinnings, judgment, shame, guilt, obligation. They're all under fear. I'm afraid that, because answer this sentence. What do you call it? Not answer this sentence. Finish this sentence. I would give that away, but I'm afraid that, ... Fill in the blank. Notice fear can keep you hanging on to stuff you don't want. You know what the opposite is, though? Love. Love. I remember even back in the day when I was being a dramatic, teen, and we were all talking about love and stuff. The opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. The opposite of love isn't hate. To me, the way I coach, the opposite of love, fear. Love is fear. I'm afraid that, and then I choose to believe that something is good. Yes, I'm afraid I'll be sad and miss it, or I'll need it and won't have it. Okay, write that down. Just know where you're coming from. Okay, will you be sad and miss something that you don't really want right now? Have a further conversation with it. If you're really going to regret it, don't give it away. If you really, truly are going to miss it, honestly, or I'll need it, the fear of needing it and the fear of lack. What if I need it and I don't have it? Uh-oh, crap, now I need it. How about this? I read it today. Could you replace it in under 20 minutes for under $20? How much is your space worth? Could you borrow it? Literally. So much of the stuff I have in my house now, I could borrow it from a neighbor. The stuff you use temporarily. Danielle, I will say this. I don't want you to give away the little the Fire King dot bowls because they're wicked cute and they remind you of your grandmother. But if you didn't have them, could you put your chips in another bowl at your Christmas party? If you don't have a bowl like that, could you say to your neighbor, hey, I'm having a party for one day. You're invited, but could I borrow your chip bowl? There are so many ways we can do those things. But notice the things that are causing you to make the decisions you have. I love this. M. Bob says, I take piles of paper clutter I might need one day, take a photo with my iPhone and toss it. I hope you mean the clutter and not the iPhone. But yes, taking pictures to know you have it. Taking a picture of it to remind you of the story that the thing tells you of. Yeah, I may need it. That's cool. Just notice and say to yourself, again, I am not in the convincing you to get rid of stuff you need or want thing. I like to just open up the conversation so you can have a conversation with yourself. When's the last time I used it? When's the next time I think I might use it? Is it worth it for me hanging on to it? I have to, remember I used to talk about the not the crock pot, it was the opposite. It was the Instapot. We used it once or twice. We realized we didn't really need it. So we're going to give it away. Even now, we have something in the cupboards that I'm like, nah, you know what? We don't even need this space, but it's just hanging out there. And you know what? I keep on thinking, is this thing that this might delight somebody else in the world. It's just sitting there. It's like being in a relationship and hanging out with somebody because of obligation. You're doing a disservice to the both of you. Because seeing that thing makes you go, ugh, I guess we should use it. I never use it. And then, on the other side, it's not out there delighting somebody who could be using it. Okay? I love it. I can't pronounce your thing, but somebody is gearing up for our garage sale with 3 kids. That garage clutter going bye-bye. Fantabulous. Wonderful. Marvelous. Decluttering feels good. At least the way I do it. If you've done it and it hasn't felt right, good in the past, maybe you could take a lesson, take pages from my book. I like to make it feel good. Yeah, no, that's irrational. I haven't missed stuff at all. See, just notice when you ask yourself these things, write these things down. Write down your reasons for holding on to stuff. So you can have some distance from it. The distance between my glasses and the paper, and say, is that really true? Do I even, what is it that I have regretted missing? There might be a handful of things. I know myself, when I wasn't decluttering in the right way, I did kind of get rid of stuff that I regret. I kind of don't remember them right now, you know? How else can I help you? Okay, clutter bugs. An attempt was made-ish. Okay, I love it. Are you surprised? Okay, an attempt was made-ish says, OMG, I'm a total clutter bug, sweater weather, and had 3 kids, all clutter bugs. Of course. Because if you're a cluttery, you raise cluttery kids. Or you might get the outlier who is the minimalist. Now, I grew up in a cluttered household. I have later found out from my aunt that my grandmother was cluttered and piled up papers and stuff, just like my mother. So is it any surprise that you don't have a skill? And I don't say this in a judgy way. I try to make it like nice and just not judgy. You currently don't have the skills to be less cluttered. Like the skill of driving. You didn't have it at one point, you learned it, you used it. So how could you teach your kids to be uncluttered if you can't do it yourself? Or haven't done it yet yourself? There's no judgment, but just notice that. You know, I grew up with cluttered people. I grew up cluttering myself for years. I grew up with collectors. I grew up with people avoiding their mail. I grew up with people piling up papers. I grew up with people not knowing what to do with stuff, so they would get those stupid boxes from Costco and then pile their stuff in it and then shove it in a closet, you know, and then not look at it or put it up in the attic. And now suddenly in 2024, I am finding mail from 1974. Okay? There we go. M. Bob says, if I see things in thrift shops that bring me joy to look at it, take a photo and not buy it. Okay. I did that yesterday. Again, I am with you people. We are all in this together because I could pretend to be up here on my pedestal and be like, oh, you cluttered people. Oh my gosh. Yesterday, I walked into Target. Why was I even in Target? Oh, I needed to pick up a few things. But oh my gosh. I see that $5 section, and here's me. I know about me, and I know this enough about me, and I don't know how much you know about yourself, but I know the seasons of the colors that I like down to a T. I am summer colors like you wouldn't believe. I do not care for autumn or Christmas or Valentine's Day or even spring colors. I want the saturated jewel tones of summer. All right? So what do I see in their thing? Little jewel bright plastic things. I'm a sucker for a bright plastic thing. And oh my gosh, if it's like this green color, you've seen the color of the walls in our living room. Those colors delight me. So what do? I'm an animal. I'm like, oh, look, my eyes are like, ooh, what's over there? And then part of me is like, I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. So what did I do? I did the same thing. I took pictures, and then even just walking to the back of the store, getting a distance from that stuff, I didn't feel the pull, but it was talk about an impulse purchase. That's why they put it there. Resisting the impulse takes some effort, takes some energy. I'm there with you, people. But taking pictures of the stuff, I said, you know what I'll do? I'll take pictures of the stuff. And if there's something I need, and then I will totally fess up. I don't want to gatekeep. I bought one of these things. It was like a little basket that you can fold down, and then you can fold it up again. It was $5, and I've wanted something that doesn't take up a lot of room, that when I go out in the rare instances out to the garden, I could put my stuff in, because I'm always leaving my weeding stuff. Okay? All right. Now, here we got it. Okay. Taken of it. Okay, good. Attempt was made-ish. See, this is the thing. I hope nobody ever thinks I'm being judgy. Sometimes the way I talk, because I'm from New England, I get impassioned about stuff, and I can be really like, hey, everybody, come on, this is so cool. So I'm glad you didn't think I was being judgy about stuff. I just say it. Like, I was a cluttered person growing up with cluttered people. I learned different things, though. I learned skills. I learned skills when I worked at Pier 1. I learned skills as an art history major. I learned skills, frankly, as somebody who worked in, of all things, process engineering in corporate America. WTF. But you know what? Life hands you things, and you make the best of them. Now, Megan says, I always heard, notice, you probably still hear it in little quote marks, it's in a pile because it doesn't have a home. Yes, you're right. Currently, it's home. It's living in a pile, but it doesn't have a forever home. Okay, and I've never been good at cleaning. Yeah, notice the fixed mindset of those things. Somebody I'm related to who might have birthed me into the world, total fixed mindset. It blows my mind. Now, fixed mindset and growth mindset, that's stuff from like my life coaching things, but I just want you to think, I like growth mindset. If I got a problem, yo, I'll solve it. If I don't like something, I can change it. Not like, well, that's the way it is. It has no home. I guess it's going to be like that for forever. Okay? I have never been good at cleaning. You can learn if you choose to, you know? You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. Please leave your friends behind, unless they want you to not leave it. Because if your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance well, they're no friends of mine. Okay? Open cabinets, yes. Oh my gosh, I am not triggered by, yeah, I probably am triggered by the fact that when people leave cabinets open, it's like, shit, the freaking cabinet. Okay? Yeah, ooh, pretty colors. I know, we have rods and cones. We're attracted to things. I photo greeting cards, otherwise they sit in a drawer. Now, mbob215, I hope then you take a picture of them and throw them away. I got to share with you guys. This was something I think I saw on TikTok, and this cracked me up. You probably are going to see it now because I will mention it, and it's going to be conjured up. I am always looking for solutions to help make decluttering easier. I'm like a DIY also thrifter, that I don't want to make you spend a lot of money on stuff that doesn't work. I like to, because it really begins up here. But it was literally this thing that it was like, here, get this box from us. Put all your greeting cards in it. And I'm thinking, oh, this is cool. I bet they're going to send them to somebody who's going to make like collages and stuff like this. Oh my God, no. You know what they do? They charge you money to then, instead of having a box of greeting cards this big, this wide, they scan them and put them in a book, and then you've got a book this wide. So you pay a lot of money for literally like an inch of space, and then you know what you have? You have a customized book that's going to be even harder for somebody to get rid of and throw in the trash. Oh my gosh. I do not recommend that service. It's a lot of money for very little return. Okay? Okay, so Christy, I love it. Correct, Christy, not me with the cabinet open right now. Yeah. We have a closet door. I haven't lived there in 25, 30 years. My parents' house. The closet in that bathroom has been opened. The door has been permanently open since like 1969. You can't even shut it because it is warped open. And it's filled with all sorts of stuff. So I am with you. I know this stuff from my soul. Dark in my soul. Who's that little girl who did the memes? Oh my God, so freaking adorable. Okay. Okay. An attempt was made. It's okay. I'm from Texas. Okay. And a nurse. Tough skin. All right, good. I need help, but there isn't a lot of that. You know what? You're in Texas. I'm in Pennsylvania. Hey, internet. Isn't this cool? I can help you. This is fun stuff. I love sharing my knowledge. Why gatekeep it? Keeping it to me doesn't make it any, it just stops the world from being better, because if I can share an idea with you and you have it in your head now, it's like Fabergé organic shampoo. I tell you and you tell two friends, and so on and so on and so on. Suddenly people are feeling better because they have less crap in their house. And I just say crap because clutter is not the good stuff. Clutter is the stuff you don't want. Okay? So yeah, seriously, better to just take the photos and toss the paper ones. Yeah. Yes, the I love frickin' bats girl. Yes, thank you, questions with an apostrophe, yes. Such brilliance. Such brilliance. I love that. So anyhow, sorry, but I digress. What's a meme you use all the time? But I digress. My name is Beth. Oh my gosh, you guys, we got like 11 minutes today. Okay, so here, let's start the day off good. I've got the sun shining. Sun is shining in the sky. There ain't a cloud in sight. All right, Mr. Blue Sky, what's going to make you feel better today about your clutter? I want to give this to you, okay? Let me share this with you, and you don't even need to believe it right now. But I want to give you this as a gift. Just a thought. You can do something about it. Even if you are 80 years old and you haven't done it, if you want to change, you can change. I am proof positive of that. I am a before and after of my own life, and I am like rolling around in the grass of delight of how much better my life is than I ever thought it could be, and how much better my home looks and feels to me. The quantity of stuff, the quality of stuff, the color of stuff, where it goes, where it isn't, the ease with which it takes no effort to even clean up the house. It gets dusty before it ever gets cluttery, and I don't really care about dust. So I just want to let you know, you can change whatever's bugging you. And maybe you're saying, oh yeah, well what about this? I can't change that. Psh, 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 psh. Quiet down, backseat drivers. You can change your clutter. I can help you with that. And the way that I approach the clutter, I love it because I like something, it slices and dices and makes julienne fries. My coaching can be used for so many other areas of your life. How I talk to you right now on this TikTok Live. Giving you ideas, showing you can do something. Write it down. Feel good in yourself. You know, Kia, thank you for another motivating morning. You are the best. Awesome. Yeah, you know what? It is a dream, but you can make it a reality. You start with getting good with yourself. You start feeling better in yourself. And literally, that's not like, oh, and then I'll do it. Just believe. Notice how a dream with a heart, like you feel this little, this stirring, you know what I mean? A little stirring in your heart. I want that. I want that life. I want to go talk to that person. I want a house that looks like this. I want to go travel. Notice the stuff you want. Write it down. Make a shopping list for the universe. I want to live in a funky house and be in a relationship. I'm married to a cute, kind, wonderful, talented musician. I want to travel the world. I want to help people when they're struggling because I've struggled too. And boy, do I wish I had help back in the day. So I am making up for lost time. I am helping people because I wish that somebody like me had been with me 20, 30 years ago. Now, I did okay, but it took me way too long to get to where I am. I want to help you not take the detours and the roadblocks and stuff that I had. And the neat thing is clutter is a wonderful place to start, okay? Because clutter gives you practice in saying, what do I want? What is this thing? Do I want it or not? If I want it, yay, it's something I want. For whatever reason, I want it. It touches my heart. If I don't want it, that's also okay. I am removing the things I don't want from my life and rebalancing it. So the more that you remove of what you don't want, the more what you have is the stuff you do. And we are not trained or encouraged to think this way. And I love being the little punk rocker saying, oh yeah, I'm going to ask for what I want and I'm going to get it. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to dare to dream. I gave up dreaming. I had no dreams left to dream. I was literally like the doll on the island of misfit toys. I kept on dreaming and I heard no, dreaming, no, dreaming, no, dreaming, no. Stopped dreaming. On the surface anyway. But then, man, when I started living the not dreaming world, God, that was more like a nightmare. I was like, really? Seriously? And then part of my heart was like, you don't have to put up with this. You can change this. And it took a while. But boy, has it been worth it. Okay? And it's not just like you get to the destination and you're there. Every day you're moving towards your destination is like a road trip, not a commute. I love it. I love it. So this is what I do. If you like what you're hearing, I do these TikTok lives. Here, let me help you with this because I'm doing TikTok lives this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe Saturday, I don't know. Saturday is not posted. If you want to know when I'm doing them, there is a schedule posted. And thank you, German Maid 95. You mentioned that it wasn't pinned yesterday. I quickly remedied that. So the schedule for my TikTok lives is posted at the top of my TikTok page, Beth Destination Decluttered. If you haven't followed my page, follow it. And there's videos there. I think you're also supposed to be notified when I go live, according to TikTok. But, I don't really know what the TikTok does. But I also have a mailing list. You want to hop on that? People on the mailing list get first dibs for everything. It's a free mailing list, very low key. Just good stuff. And then I also do one-on-one coaching. So if you're saying, man, would I love to have that person in my life, just talking to not all these people. I want her there for me. Paid coaching. I do it. I love it. I'm looking at my clients now. And I am going to enjoy the sunshine today. Thank you, Ellen. Yeah, so excited. DestinationDeclutter.com is my website now, and you can find out about coaching, sign up for a consultation. Any questions about that stuff, I'm happy to answer them. But I will say this, kind of in the kind of pulling out from being like right here with you guys to be like looking at the world around us. This coming up weekend is Memorial Day weekend. Think about it. Do you have people coming over? Are you unboxing like the cluttered garage and everything? I saw so many people out yesterday. I live in the suburbs, so people were mowing their lawns and power washing and all that stuff, getting ready for the nice season. Maybe showing up at a TikTok live a couple times this week might help you, encourage you, and make a plan for that kind of stuff. But I also mentioned that weekend because from then until like June, pretty much 10th or 11th, I will not be on TikTok. I will be someplace better than TikTok. I will be traveling. I might pop in here and there. I'm not guaranteeing it though. So if you want me in your life, this is the week to do it. I come back after that, but this is how I roll. This is how I've created my life. And I just want to let you know that if you don't see me for a while, it's okay. Okay? Yes, Susie Little is saying decluttering your space helps you then declutter your life and unhealthy people around it. Yeah, that one persona. Go to my profile, click notifications, and then click all. Honestly, thank you, that one persona. I didn't love it. Cat Mama saying get on the mailing list and we'll know times. Oh, interesting. Used to get notified late with 15 minutes left. Yeah. Smiles by Jules says, love it. This has always been so great. It's great for life too and business. Oh my gosh. It's like such a good thing. And it's what it is learning how to think in a way that makes you feel good. And when you feel good, you do good. Now, I don't come from this like in some airy-fairy kind of woo-woo. There's woo in what I do. But man, is this also practical? Because practicality is what shows you not just sitting there on the couch waiting for, Mr. or Ms. Right to ring the bell and be like, oh, I thought you were looking for me. It helps you start doing the things. And what is that thing? I know there's a quote from like Thomas Edison or something. It's like inspiration and action create stuff. I don't know. That wouldn't be a good one to like embroider on a pillow. Yeah. Okay. Yes. When you think good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you do good. Because the opposite is true. When you're not thinking good, you're not feeling good. And when you're not feeling good, you're not doing good. You're usually hanging on to stuff you don't want because of guilt, obligation, fear, judgment, shame, embarrassment, all those feelings. No, there's another side to the story. I feel like I'm blessing you. I'm absolving you of those sins. And on the other hand, on the other side, same head, creating a better story, feeling a better feeling. When you're thinking a better story, I can do this. I can have the life I want. I can let go of this stuff and I'm not going to get in trouble. Gosh darn it, people like me. And then you start doing the things and then you realize, oh wow, I was able to donate that thing and the world did not end. And if the world, so just notice these things. Okay? Yes, I love it. Good thinking, good behavior, good feelings. Funny. I just realized I still have an alarm clock I haven't used in over 3 years. All right, how about this, Danielle? I got like 2 minutes left here. Now this one, you probably wouldn't need to set an alarm for this one because tomorrow's TikTok Live on Tuesday, May 21st is at noontime Eastern. So I'm in Pennsylvania. But I know that there are people on the West Coast who are like, oh, for the love of God, could you please, that's my talking. That's how I would, for the love of God, could you just not do it so gosh darn early for us West Coasters. So noontime for me is like 9, 10 for the people on the other coast. But I've got a couple 8 a.m., 7 a.m. for the rest of the week. So I love it. Questions is saying, my home is so much relaxing thanks to you and house cleaners on here. You know what I say right back at you? You know what? You did it. You did it. You heard some ideas. You felt a feeling. You did a thing. You said, oh, that's a good idea. I'm going to try that. I can do that. I didn't come into your house. This is why I love not going into people's houses. Because I want you to have an example of you can do this. Okay? So thank you for letting me know I helped on your journey. I am just along on your journey, but you are the one who's driving it every day. You are driving on that road trip called life. You are driving towards a destination you love. You are enjoying every day. No matter how small the delight is, you're finding the delight. You're writing it down. And then the next day, and you just start building up that type of, this feels good. What else can I do to feel good? You know what would be good? You know what feel good? You know what I want to make happen? I am getting so good at this, you guys. It's fun. It's fun, and you can practice this by decluttering your house. You know? Yeah, I cleaned nonstop, but you pointed out declutter, huge difference. You can pay somebody to clean. They see dust, they know you don't want dust, but they look at your book, they look at your piles of paper, they don't know what you want, but you do, and I help you trust yourself to say, what do I want? And then give you the confidence to listen for the answer. Don't judge it, write it down, and let's make it happen. All right? All right? Okay. Well, I'm hopping off now. I get a day of coaching, of consultation, of sunshine, of taking a walk, all sorts of things. I love it. Gail Haddock Lewis. Talk about decluttering. Here, think about this today, guys. Decluttering as a treasure hunt. Gail says, I found $60 going through cards I've held on to. Okay? I got to run. You've got your time. I've got my time. Go rock the world, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay? Bye. Boop. I'm trying to shut it off. Yep, there we go. Okay. All right. Sorry, you guys. I'm leaving. Bye.